Everybody, this is Mick Mars, and you're watching CMS TV.
The other thing is too. I've got to. This really annoyed me. I've got to call this out. There's a podcast out there or a YouTube cast or whatever they call it, called the Metal Voice.
Yeah, Jimmy
and these guys were having a real go at Judas Priest. I couldn't believe this. This is just how entitled people are, right? This guy was having a go. Firstly, he was having a go at the box set, which is fine, but he was kind of like, well, they've got 20 unreleased songs. How come they're not on the box set? You know, and all that stuff. And then he goes, they go on and on about the fact that Judas Priest is trying to steal Iron Maiden's thunder because today's all supposed to be all about Iron Maiden, man. And you know, how dare Judas Priest announce their box set on the same day that Iron Maiden releases a new song? That's just like, you guys are stupid. Anyway, that really annoyed me.
Wow, I can tell.
It really kicked me off. Oh, just people are so entitled.
Well,
anyway, the Judas Priest box set rules. I'm so excited. And the new Maiden song rules. I'll let you guys talk about it. Hail and kill.
Okay. Well, he's going to let us talk about it.
Thank you, Tim.
He's going to let us.
Well, Tim, the offer stands, but not for long. $29.50. You can have my unplayed Generation Swine signed by all four guys. And that is something I legitimately do hold. I don't know why I haven't sold it for $10 somewhere to get rid of it, but somehow it has stood the test of time, and somehow I've never been tempted to play it. I can't imagine why. Other than there's no good music on it.
You're tuned into Tradio.
Dude,
Tradio.
What is he doing? $500 for a box set. We'll get into it. I'm sure. That's what you're going to talk about, right? The box set.
Yes, of course.
Oh my God! All right, go ahead. We'll get it. He's probably not going to like this podcast much either. But
all right. Well, I am not officially aware of all the goodies that are included in this thing, but we're gonna. I guess we'll do what we did with Metallica a few weeks ago, and give our thoughts on you know.
I am going to say this though. We will give our thoughts, but we are not going to read every track of this 42 CD collection.
It's pretty ridiculous. One of heavy metal's greatest band, Judas Priest, is set to release a mammoth limited edition box set that will include every official live and studio album to date, plus 13 unreleased discs. 13.
Wow.
This is the most extensive.
Sorry.
This is the most extensive release of previously unreleased music the band has made from its vast archives. A real treat for fans named Tim.
And Jackal.
Restored and mixed by Tom Allum and how do you say this guy's name? La Cusina?
That sounds good.
Whatever, W8. Anybody has a number in their name, I usually write them off immediately. And mastered by Alex Wharton at Abbey Road Studios. The special release will be out on October 15 by way of Sony Music.
Fantastic.
The newly released trailer for the box set is available below. This special box set comes as Judas Priest finally gets the opportunity to celebrate its 50th anniversary with a headline slot at Bloodstock Open Air Festival in the UK, plus the launch of the US tour this fall. The 50 Heavy Metal Years tour is fueled by the highest charting album of Priest's career, that is Firepower. That's the highest charting album of their career?
Well, probably, yeah, because, you know, they don't have to sell 3 million copies to chart. They have to sell like 10,000.
Yeah, that is a good point. Which peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and number 5 in the UK.
Right.
Judas Priest originally formed in 1970 in Birmingham, England, an area that many feel birthed heavy metal. The original nucleus of the musicians would go on to change the face of heavy metal throughout the 70s. Priest was responsible for helping trailblaze metal with such classic offerings as Sad Wings of Destiny, Sin After Sin, Hell Bent for Leather, as well as one of the genre's top live recordings, Unleashed in the East. It was during the 1980s that the Priest conquered the world, becoming a global arena headliner on the strength of such all-time classics as British Steel, Screaming for Vengeance, as well as one of the first metal bands to be embraced by then burgeoning MTV, plus performing at some of the decade's biggest concerts: 1980's Monsters of Rock, 1983's US Festival, the 1985 Live Aid, and being the first to exclusively wear leather and studs. Leather and studs.
Well,
A look that began during this era, and it would eventually be embraced by metalheads throughout the world. Priest's success continued through the 90s and beyond with the addition of drummer Scott Travis, as evidenced by such additional stellar offerings as Painkiller, Angel of Retribution, A Touch of Evil Live, the latter of which saw Priest in the Grammy Award for the killer rendition of the classic Dissident Aggressor.
first of all, the last two in that is pretty weak to put that in the press release. They jumped right past the Ripper era and go to Angel of Retribution.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. That is a middle of the road Judas Priest record, if ever there was one. That was not that. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it certainly wasn't press release worthy. Ugh. The great tune Loch Ness. Ugh. Terrible.
In 2011, new guitarist Richie Faulkner came in to replace KK Downing. Man, I can't believe it's been 10 years already.
Yeah.
Who left in 2010. The move seemed to reinvigorate the band. Did it? Did it really reinvigorate the band?
Were they uninvigorated before?
Apparently so.
Okay.
As the band evidenced by the show-stealing performance on American Idol finale, and also served as Faulkner's debut performance with the band also in 2011, was the release of the new compilation, The Chosen Few, which includes Priest classics selected by some of the metal's biggest names and Epitaph concert DVD in 2013. Priest's next studio effort would arrive in 2014, Redeemer of Souls, which was supported by another strong tour in 2017. Again, in 2019, Judas Priest received a nomination for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and got ready to unleash its latest studio album, Firepower, produced by Andy Sneap and Tom Allum, which received global success and critical acclaim.
Blah, blah, blah.
In 2020, a fully official authorized photographic book, The Judas Priest 50 Heavy Metal Years, was issued. Reflections edition of the box set will also be available to purchase in CD and 2 LP formats. Singer Rob Halford said, Judas Priest's curated box set represents 50 heavy metal years, is the ultimate treasure trove, according to Tim James in Australia. The band's unwavering committed to keeping and defending the heavy metal faith. Got faith, man.
Yeah, man.
Worship at the altar of heavy metal.
Here's my question, and you keep reading this, but didn't they just re-release all these things at the 30th anniversary of all these records or whatever? They just released like the Turbo and, the deluxe editions of Turbo and Screaming for Vengeance and Defenders of the Faith and all that.
Yeah, with all the extra tracks and some of the live and all that stuff. Yeah, I got all the most of those.
And now that you bought all those, now you're expected to plunk down another $500 for the same fucking thing?
Well, it comes in a cool box.
Oh, well, in that case.
Glenn Tipton added, if there's one box set for you, you should have in your heavy metal collection, it should be this one. It's immortal. Proclaiming and truly representing metal for over 50 years, flying the flag and proudly leading the way, inspiring many bands throughout the years. There's 42 CDs. 42 CDs.
42 CDs. That's just ridiculous.
Does it all. It's a big part of metal history, and such will live forever.
I just want to say to the chat room real quick, they keep saying that the Ripper thing is getting ignored. All 4 Ripper records are in this thing.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, if you read the track listing, discs 15 or 16 rather, 16 is Jugulators, 17 and 18 is Live Meltdown 98, 19 is Demolition, and 20 and 21 is Live in London. Those are all the Ripper records.
Right.
So they are included.
All right, very cool. But there's like a cardboard separator in the box to keep them from touching the other discs.
Yeah, right. They're in brown paper.
Yeah, they're wrapped differently than the other ones.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're in the cheap. They're the cheap ones. All the rest of it looks real nice, and then you get the Ripper era. It looks just like trash bags.
Yeah, they've got a separator in there that looks like the old cutout bins they used to have. They used to have at the record store.
Yeah, all 6 of the Ripper CDs have a cut in the side of them, just so that it just tells you it's not as good as the other stuff.
Right, of course. Remember that? All the cutouts.
Hell yeah, I have, dude. I still have tons of those with cuts all in them.
Of course.
You know. Remember, and that was like how the labels would try to get you not to sell your CDs that they would send you to review. They didn't want us to sell them to the record exchanges or whatever, so they would put a cut in the side, and the record exchange never gave a fuck. First thing they did was took it out of that case, threw the case away, and put it in a new case.
Yeah.
Took $1 off it for a little cut in the fucking the spine.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't care.
No. Yeah, when I worked at the Camelot, before the CDs became the thing, we would have bins and bins of LPs.
Sure.
Or cutouts had a notch cut out of it because it was just like overstock surplus.
Right.
And I bought a bunch of cutout albums.
Didn't matter to me. The other thing that they used to do, remember, they used to take a razor blade and cut a swath out of the barcode.
Yeah, they take the barcode out.
Yeah, they take the bar so that you couldn't turn it in and trade it for new or whatever. It's like, just stop. Just fucking take this thing. Give me my $2 or whatever. First of all, they're ripping you off like nobody's business. Yeah, I bought this thing. It was $14 yesterday. Okay, well, we'll give you 73 cents. It's good. It's worth it. And then they sell it for $12.
Right, of course.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Chris Akin from the Classic Metal Show, Chris Akin Presents, and the Seth Williams Show, straight from the uncensored heart of the CMS network. We've just been crowned a certified Rumble creator, and that means we're bringing the heat. All our shows, commercial free, baby. Advance episode drops sometimes months before the normal release, so you're not stuck waiting. You'll get all this plus exclusive content for Rumble Premium subscribers that'll blow your mind. And with Rumble Premium, you'll get every CMS Network show and all of Rumble's other videos with no ads and no fluff. This is our official home, Rumble. It's raw, powerful, and unfiltered. You want in? Just hit us up at rumble.com/register/classic metal show to sign up for free commenting, chat live, and just your ability to join the chaos of all of our shows. Then while you're there, swing by any of our videos, smash that Rumble Premium button, and level up. Subscribe now. Don't sleep on this. Hit the link in the description.
So here's the CDs that are included in this box set.
Okay.
Rock Rolla, Sad Wings of Destiny, Sin After Sin, Stained Class, Killing Machine, Unleashed in the East, Live Japan 1979, British Steel, Point of Entry, Screaming for Vengeance, Defenders of the Faith, Turbo, CDs 12 and CD 13. That would be Priest Live. So I guess they consider that two separate discs.
Right. That's the Turbo tour.
That's
that orange one that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Ram It Down, Painkiller, Jugulator, There's the Tim, the 98 Live Meltdown. That's the other Tim, as Chris mentioned. Demolition, Live in London. Then we're back to the Halford years with the Angel of Retribution, Nostradamus acts. They call it Act 1, and CD 24, Nostradamus Act 2.
Ugh, those would never get played by me.
Right. A Touch of Evil Live, CDs 26 and 27. That would be Redeemer of Souls. And CD 29 is Firepower.
I wonder why they had to go with 2 CDs for Redeemer of Souls.
I don't know.
It was a single. It was a single CD when it came out, I think.
As far as I know, it was, but
No.
who knows? Then, in addition to the catalog, the normal catalog, 5 previously unreleased live stereo recordings from the archives, restored and edited by Tom Allum and mastered by Alex Wharton at Abbey Road Studios. That would be CD 30 and 31, live in Atlanta, 82. CD 30, The Hellion Electric Eye, Riding on the Wind. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Oh, that's all the track list. I'm not going to read all that. Yeah. CD 31, bunch of songs. 32, live at the Mud Club, 79, previously unreleased. CD 33 and 34, live in Houston, 86. CD 33 is another live disc. 34 is another live disc. 35 and 36, live in New Haven, 88.
Why would you want that? The 88, because that's the Ram It Down tour, wouldn't it be?
It's in that.
88? Yeah. I'll pass on that piece of shit.
Yeah. CD 35, bunch of live tracks. 36, same thing. CD 37, LA, 1990. CD 38, London, 81. CD 39, Denver, 1980. CD 40, Irvine Meadows, 91. CD 41 and 42, Beyond Live and Rare, previously unreleased stereo recordings from the archives, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. And then they got a bunch of like random live things from like Cleveland and so on and so forth from like 90, 78, 90, 82, 81, bunch of just random tracks.
Right.
So there you go. So you got 42 discs.
I'm just going to say this is the biggest cash grab in the history of cash grabs, and it's fairly useless.
Well, again, they're getting at the end of the road.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, it's time to, get the, clear out the closets.
Yeah, but it's like most of this stuff, first of all, the first 25 discs or whatever, any Judas Priest fan has the first 29 discs.
Yeah, but they're all remastered, man.
Oh, well, in that case, then I better run right out and get it, because nothing says buy it fast than a bricked full volume version of what used to be sonically good. So, I'll have to mark my calendar to get that. But then a lot of this stuff, I don't own all of it, but I know I have a lot of these bootlegs on bootleg. I know I have Atlanta 82. I know I have Houston in 86. I saw those. Like some of them I don't have, like the Live at the Mud Club. And to be honest, I don't care. I don't care that I don't have that. But none of this stuff is. I appreciate that guys like Tim will buy this thing, but even Jackal, who's, who would suck Halford's dick for $1, he even said he's not buying this thing.
I don't think you'd have to pay Jackal.
Not even $1?
Not even $1. He'd do that for free. Well, I think he would pay Rob.
I think he would take $1 just to justify it. He could, because then he's got the excuse. Well, I did get paid.
Well, I think he would pay Rob for the privilege.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I don't know what he's saying about Jackal. We know he sucks cock, but we don't know that he does it willingly. He needs some remuneration, doesn't he?
The reward is the pleasure that on Rob's face.
Yeah, could be. He could be Rob's ball washer.
Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Just on Chris's comment, the reason why there's 2 discs for Redeemer of Souls is because the original release there was the single version and there was a double CD version with 5 or 6 extra tracks on it, which I've got. And the other thing too about the metal voice that I forgot to tell you was they were saying, "Oh, this is the reason that there's a war between Iron Maiden and Judas Priest."
A war?
Yeah, there's a war between Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, and this is why Judas Priest released their news about their box set on Friday, because they're at war with Iron Maiden.
Dude, they're touring together in 2022.
I know. And the other question I had
is it a war? Well, wait a minute, Tim. Is it a war or is it a fan rivalry? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't know, man. As soon as I heard that, I tuned out.
Tim really turns into a metalhead all of a sudden. I don't know, man. Fuck yeah, man. Priest, man.
Jimmy K's a bitch. He doesn't like this box set, man.
I have a question for Jackal. Will he pay me to do that to Rob? Hail and Kill.
Why do I think Tim's volunteering?
Man.
Jeez, oh man. So before we go further into discussing this, would you like to see the trailer?
Yeah. Put it up on our little screen.
Here we go. Here is.
I think they stole the fireball from our intros.
They did from our heavy metal television intros. They got the same video.
Which, by the way, Mac from Military Armament, I showed him our little trailer. He goes, "Man, that is such a well done intro." He said, "That is very professional."
Well, thank you, Mac.
He goes, "I like that."
Well, Mac, if you want to buy one for your place, I'm happy to make it.
I'm sure you will.
Trade me out a gun. All right, here we go. Here's Judas Priest, 50 heavy metal years of music box set. Here we go.
Till the morning, I'm gone.
You know what my problem is with this video? Hold on. Turn the Iron Maiden off. You know what my problem is with that video? Judas Priest usually does better work than that. Man, you can certainly tell the drastic difference in the video between anything old and anything new.
Yeah.
It just looks cheesy. It's like all the old stuff looks really grainy and shitty, and all the new stuff is like, 4K or whatever. It's like, dude, use a filter to make it all look the same or something.
Yeah, they could have upgraded the old videos, I guess.
Or gone the other way. They could have downgraded the new videos to make it look like it's not patchwork together.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of jump cuts there.
Yeah.
It wasn't seamless. It just, it was kind of choppy, Yeah. But
here's my conspiracy. They're putting this box set out so that people can't afford to buy the KK's Priest.
I'm
just reaching.
How much could that possibly cost?
What, this box set or KK's Priest?
The KK's Priest.
Oh, see, if you just spend $480, are you going to have another 13 left?
Well, if you got $480 to buy that thing, it's just like I would think that you might be flush. I would hate to think that there are people in our age group who would be interested enough to buy that box set, struggling to scratch together enough money to pay their rent.
You are being delusional here, sir.
I'm being delusional. I'm just saying. I can only judge this from me personally,
right?
Because if I had to scratch together enough money to pay my mortgage, but I could afford to buy this box set, but I couldn't afford the groceries for the next 6 weeks, there's something wrong with me.
Dude, there are dillweeds that are going to be wearing their Judas Priest, denim jacket, eating ramen for 2 months so that they buy this fucking thing.
Oh man, I hate to think that there's guys or people, guys or girls, mostly guys,
guaranteed,
that are in their late 40s, 50s, early 60s, that live that way.
You don't think that there's going to be 500 of those people?
I'm not saying that there aren't. All I said is I would hate to think that there are those type of people.
You might want to just stick to watching Animal Kingdom then, because there's definitely going to be these fucking jagoffs that got their full back patch Judas Priest thing signed by all the members, past and present, man. And they're sitting at home making a decision between the beef bouillon or the chicken ramen and just rock it out while they eat a shitty bowl of ramen to Judas Priest live in 82. Just pathetic.
Well, that is pathetic.
It is pathetic, but I guarantee it's happening.
All right. I'm just gonna have to take your word for it, because it to me that at this stage in your life, if you're still doing that, or if you are one of those people, like, man, I have zero sympathy for you. Zero.
In fact, I'm going to go even further out on a limb.
All right.
There is going to be a person that dies listening to this in their car because they didn't spend the money to get their brakes done. And they're just going to crash into somebody listening to Screaming for Vengeance as they scream for mercy. I'm promising you that's coming. That's coming. Somebody will die listening to this thing because they spent the money that they should have spent on their brakes on this dumb box set.
Okay.
Calling all metalheads, the CMS network is now on Substack, and it's your new metal haven. Get your daily dose of the classic metal show, Chris Akin Presents, The Seth Williams Show, and all our other shows, all in one killer app. It's free to join, or just pay $4.99 a month, go ad-free, snag original early releases, and unlock exclusive bonus content. But that's not all. It's an online community where you can hang out with fellow ad bangers who live for raw, uncensored commentary. Ready to join the thrash? Download the Substack app from your iOS or Android store, search for the CMS network, and get into the pit. It's free and the ultimate way to bring our metal madness with you every day. Install a Substack app now and follow the CMS network.